This activity is called Vectors of Spread, and let's take a look at how you can play. So this is called Vectors of Spread, Invasive Species Getaway Vehicles, and it's all about how invasive species can move around and how we can play an important role in preventing the spread. And this is one version of it that has to do with Play, Clean, Go, how we can have an outdoor adventure in a campground, on a trail. The challenge is, can you clean your vehicle with the boot brushes so that when you go to the next place, you have not spread any of the seeds. For this station, all you need is some soil, a spray bottle of water, some seeds that show up well in the soil. You could use sesame seeds or fennel, and some toys. So some toy trucks, some people, and if you have boot brushes, or even old toothbrushes would work really well. And so you set up a little tray of soil, put some seeds on it. Those represent our invasive species. Maybe there's something specifically that you're learning about in your area. In this case, I have a thistle here that we were talking about, and how it could actually, its seeds or part of the plant might cling to your gear or your vehicle when you go out on your outdoor adventures. The first step is you play. So you're at the forest, you're on your outdoor adventure, maybe hiking with your family, with your pets, and with your vehicle, and then you want to go to a new place. So before you leave, you need to make sure you clean really well, get all that dirt off. You could even use a spray bottle. You could use your boot brushes, your cloths to clean it all up. And then you're ready to go on to the next part of your adventure at a second park without spreading any harmful invasive species. Here we have another station to explore how invasive species can spread and what we can do to prevent them from spreading. So this is an aquatic one. So we've got our lake number 1. You can name it a lake from your area. This is dillweed. We're going to call it Eurasian water milfoil, which is a real problem around British Columbia that spreads and can completely clog up waterways, making it very difficult for fish to live there and also making it not very fun for boaters and swimmers. When you go out on your boat with your family and friends and you go into a lake that's infested with an invasive aquatic plant, and then you can see that your gear has picked up a whole bunch of Eurasian water milfoil. You can show what happens if you did not clean, drain, and dry your boat and all of your gear, and then you went on to another beautiful lake, and you can see very clearly how the water milfoil has spread to the new lake. The challenge for students is, can you clean, drain, and dry your boat and your gear so that you do not spread any invasive species to our beautiful, pristine lake? So the students will be cleaning the boat with this spray bottle, and what this represents is a hose where you would clean and drain and dry your boat, which you could find at your Invasive-Wise marina. So another thing that students can learn from this is why we have boat inspection stations around British Columbia. And they've been very successful in preventing the spread of zebra and quagga mussels in our lakes. So this is a really fun activity, but it's also a great learning opportunity. It's really important to clean, drain, and dry, and this activity is a fun way to learn about that. Okay, so here's another great station to investigate how invasive species can hitch a ride. And I have here some wood that's decomposing, and students can really investigate here some of the different life stages of insects and what types of things might be living inside of wood. So having some magnifying glasses is really helpful, and just having them look for holes, for signs of life that might live inside of the wood. And this is important because there are pests that can be unseen hitchhikers inside of firewood especially. And so if you get your firewood from far away and bring it on your camping trip, you could accidentally be carrying invasive pests with you that could then cause great harm to our forests. This activity is a great way for students to learn why it's important to buy local and burn local, to not move firewood, to get your firewood where you're going to burn it. Because if you bring it from far away, you might be accidentally transporting insect pests. It's really fun to have a little game where you hide grains of rice, or even, depending on the age of the students, some colorful beads. And those can represent the insect pests that might be hiding inside of the wood. So you could, like the eggs or the larvae, and students can put it inside there and then see if their group of other students can find them. So this is a picture of the damage that can happen to trees caused by Asian longhorned beetles. You can see it's covered in exit holes where they have eaten the wood inside the tree and they've emerged. And they thankfully are not found in British Columbia, but if people were to bring firewood that was infested with the larvae of Asian longhorned beetles, it could really decimate our forests. So that's why it's so important to not move firewood. All of these resources you can download from our website.